I'm always looking to improve.
Hey everybody, everyone of Wisdom here. It is 8:46 p.m. I know an early start for me. It's kind of strange, I must admit. That said, what is going on? It was a late night at work. I got home. I was kind of excited. We had the two things going on. Number one, I'd sort of missed it because it was on the East Coast, New York City, I believe. Dodge has unveiled the demon, the reimaginated demon, if you will. Pretty freaking sweet. I got to see the very tail end of that. And then I was pretty excited to see Romo introduced as a Dallas Maverick tonight, and kind of like all the little tributes they might do. I watch Maverick games all year. Well, not all year, but like basically Halloween, November, early November through. They're usually in the playoffs. Not this year. They've got 2 games left. This is the final home game, and so it's always on Fox Southwest where I live, right? And I've watched them usually when I eat and there's Mavs game on. That's what I watch. Even if there's like a marquee, like Cavs versus Warriors on TNT or something, I go with a Mavericks game. And I was like, man, this is going to be cool. I'm going to go ahead and throw dinner in the oven and get to watch Romo be introduced and see what all cool stuff they do. Not televised. UIL highlights that nobody, I don't even think the kids that play in the games they were highlighting and recapping probably even care about them. So needless to say, I was pretty ticked off about that. And kind of, dumbfounded. I kept thinking, well, surely it's just a screw up and they're going to get the game on, right? This is a big deal. The Cowboys have been pushing it. The Mavericks have been pushing it. Social media has been pushing it. And nothing. I've got nothing. So past that, there were no games on. I guess ESPN might have a baseball game going down or something, but kind of threw me for a loop. So dinner's in the oven. It should be ready at 9. That's how late I'll be eating tonight. And I went ahead, I've taken Wildstorm here, I've reset him, I hate doing that. I've had a couple of you, I know Dan was mentioning it again. Skylander Tutor was such a great thing. I told people this, I said, you're not going to realize how great this was until it's gone. And I think he was in the same camp as me, like, man, this is great. And then his question is like, why the frick don't we have it? And I'm kind of the same mindset, like you do something cool and something correct, you don't do away with it. Like if we finally introduce Waluigi as a playable character in the next Brawl game or Smash Bros, you don't take him away. It's one of those things. It's not like it's a one-time thing. You continue what is good and great in the world. And sadly, that's not the case here. So, but I did, yes, believe it or not, I went ahead and went back to Shellmont Shores and I grabbed a Sky Cheese. So I'll get to showcase that to you here as well. In the event that you skipped Feral Beast, it's a pretty good path. The 3rd upgrade is an absolute waste of time, in my opinion. Running Wild, I'd kind of said I thought that would either be really bad or really good, and it was really bad. Brutal Edge completely makes up for everything, though. If you're just all about spamming the primary, that's probably what you're going to want to do. Untamed Air is a really cool attack, especially if you're someone like me. Even though it doesn't do as much damage, it just looks cool to do the jump slam. That's probably what you'll want to do. My logic here, and I hope that I'm right, we could take Wild Weather and I could hate it, but what I'm thinking is the primary attack, just box stock, is salty enough. I mean, you're doing 42 to 63 twice, 58 to 87, 69 to 104 on the headbutt dash. Your first base upgrade jacks the 69 to 104 all the way up to 117 to 176. Couple it all up, it's pretty good. Brutal Edge is plus 27, essentially, if you will. So your 42 became 69, 69, 85, 117. But I've got to say, my logic again, enhance what's weak and keep what's strong and have a more well-rounded character. I did this a lot in SSA and Giants, right? So that's what we'll be going for here. I do want to mention before we get into it, this analog stick has been a nightmare. I had such a hard time going through Shellmont Shores. I was playing as Hardboiled Flarewolf, And, you know, there's all the little seashell jumps. And it was just ridiculous because if I don't think about it and have my thumb slightly pulling the character down and away, he'll just walk off of a ledge. Obviously, you don't jump from the middle of a platform, you jump from the edge. And anytime I get close to an edge and I'm ready to jump, he just walks off. So the reason I tell you that yet again is because it'll probably be annoying in this video, but more importantly, before I left work, I saw that Xbox had tweeted the custom designed controllers for the first time ever are 15% off. There was one I really liked, like the Dusk Shadow, I think. It was like the blue fading into black one. That one looked amazing, but it's like, I guess, out of production, and the ones that are left are like jacked up in price. They have an oceany colored one that's like a standard Xbox special. That's kind of cool, but then I was thinking, why would I pay like $70 for that when I could just make my own and have my name on it, type of a thing. So I'm seriously considering ordering one because this left analog stick is just, it's not going to get any better, I'm determined. So we will see. I did also mention, did his sword change on Feral Beast? And it did. It looked, I think in my opinion, probably better, but this is a pretty cool looking sword as well. So now the question, will it change in wild weather? One of you left a comment that said the sword actually looks better with wild weather. So we're about to find out. All right, let's come through here, and this is the point of the pendulum swinging, right? So stop analog stick. All right, we have got wild weather. Harness the power of lightning by upgrading your secondary attacks with this path. There it goes. And then we've got Feral Beast. Really? You know, this is going to get expensive if the controllers, like, don't last this long. Usually it's racing games that I kill the controllers with, but, I don't know. I guess this has gotten me through a pretty decent stretch of time, but still. Feral Beast here. Upgrade your inner beast with these wild primary upgrades. Again, that's primary if you're all about the sword. If you don't care about your secondary and tertiary stuff, take Feral Beast because it's going to be beneficial. And you really can't argue with the increased damage we get there. But if I can get this to stop, we're going to do wild weather. I had to click it immediately because I was afraid it would slide off. Luckily, in this event, this annoying scene slide here is beneficial because if we did accidentally have that happen, we could back out. So thank you for that, Toys for Bob. Anyway, oh my gosh, this is going to be the death of us. And now there's an eyelash that went in my eye because that seems to be what they do. They just go in your eye. They're supposed to protect you, and then they're like the most painful thing. So as I look through a blurred vision now, cut loose. This new sword specializes and increases damage to any lightning bolt attacks. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Right here, I'd consider this a lightning bolt attack. The thunderstorms themselves, which do roughly 19 to 29. And then, of course, our standard secondary is the lightning bolt, and it was doing 32 to 48 with a ridiculous knockback. So if we get the type of increase we had on Brute Edge, this path will have paid for itself, and in my opinion makes him a very well-rounded character. So let's go ahead and pick it up for 1,700. And you know what, before we showcase that, hey, that sword's the same. I did buy it, right? What? This new sword, it looks exactly the same. Maybe it takes effect as we back out? Oh, yeah, okay. That's what it is. I was like, I know that's the exact same sword. I literally took pictures of it with my phone. Yeah, this sword has definitely changed. I think I might like the sword better with Feral Beast, in terms of aesthetics anyway. That was a pretty cool looking sword. But before we do that, I want to showcase the Sky Chi to you. Basically, to be honest, it's going to do 20 to 30, a whole bunch. And then if anyone survives, at the end, you sort of get the explosive finish. 265 to 398. So it's basically a screen cleaner, and what we're trying to get at here. The sword does have a cool animation with this, but I'm going to try to not kill them all. Oh. Well. Anyway, we'll try it again, but in my other videos, his base upgrades at the very end, and then of course in Feral Beast, you can see that take charge of this. So, secondary attack now. It looks slightly better. Oh yeah. 32 to 48 became 48. And what's the crit on 48, class? That's right, 72. So, the knockback looks to be about the same, I would say. Keep in mind, this is fully spammable, so you can just hold B. There's our 72. Back to back. Absolutely love it. Alright, so cut loose. 48. Let's call that lightning bolt. There's a space between that. And that's capitalized. Third time's a charm. 48. No, not 8. 48 to 72. I don't think I'm going to burn the house down, but dinner might be crispy. But hey, priorities, right? Skylanders research takes precedence over everyday nourishment, right? So, now, what have we done? That was not me, that was the keyboard tray, if you wondered about my reaction. Let's get this in here, and we're going to exhale. And now I want to... Oh, salty, 29 to 44. Thunderstorms equal 29 to 44. That's a pretty big deal. Where our primary attack did increase across the board, 42 to 69, so on and so forth, we have now taken lightning bolt from 32 to 48 to 48 to 72, and then the auxiliary lingering damage, if you will, from the thunderstorms, that was originally 19 to 29, so we've gone plus 10. So theoretically, the bolt itself plus 16, the storm plus 10, 26 versus 27, pretty even, but again, this right here, the primary combos are really, really solid as is. This we just made way better. So, cut loose, I am pretty happy with, I must say. After that, we have got Chain Lightning. Pressing B will now split your lightning bolt attack into 3 bolts. This, when we went through it, I don't know if it was his introduction, it probably was. This type of thing seems stupid to most people. Like, oh, that's dumb, you know, it's not, they don't say it's going to do more damage, and it doesn't change colors, and there's not an explosion. Here's the deal, okay? Assuming that they don't divide the numbers, which I'll be legitimately ticked if they do, which that would take us down to, what, 48x3, 16. This should amplify it. We should have 48, 48, 48. So where the lightning bolt is a straight shot, like sometimes when I'm trying to create the thunderstorms, we miss the cloud, right? And that sucks. This is going to fan out likely in sort of the trident or W pattern, typically associated with this type of thing in the video game realm. And that's going to give us a much better chance of hitting the clouds, but also just using this as a ranged attack, a very, very good ranged attack, I might say. Not close quarters, not mid-range, but like, oh, there you are on the far side of the screen, pew-pew type of an attack, okay? So, 48, 48, 48, assuming the damage numbers are consistent, this is actually a big deal. Again, a lot of people, it's just, no, that's stupid. No, do the math. It's not stupid. It's 3 times as nice, actually. So let's go ahead and do this for 2200. And assuming the numbers are good, let's take a look at it first. Oh, yeah, that's very nice. Just classic W. Let's get 2 of these guys. Oh, yes. There's no dividing by 3 here. We're multiplying, kids. Oh yeah, this is so worth it. Uh-huh. Chain Lightning. 3 lightning bolts at once. Still the same damage. Yes, would it have been nice if 48 became 50? Yes, but hey. Hopefully it's not too bad, because right now, when you spam, you basically would do that, which I totally didn't showcase with the 3 bolts, but I showcased it at the start of the video for you. But let's go ahead and hold B now and see what we get. Would you stand in the middle, analog stick? Oh, you can change position. Very cool. Let's fire this at Buzz over there. Analog stick, work with me. Oh, and the clouds come. No, that's so awesome. Okay, that's going to be really practical, actually. So. Oh, and he doesn't even have to fire. You can just go right into it. Okay. This is going to be interesting. So, here we go. Just take a look at how well the shocks weren't getting to him. Well, that basically one-shot him. Literally. That sadly doesn't do near as much damage as I think it should. But you get an idea for the potency of this thing. This time I'll actually shoot the clouds. Have them come at me. Will he get there? Nope. Too defensive. So, why does it only do one instance of 48 though? That's kind of weird, I gotta say. Come at me, buddy. Let's see, are we still doing the same damage? I so wish this would have been upgraded somehow. Because you could just totally toy with everything in the game here. Electrical Storm, let's get a lot of characters in here. Let's get 4 of them. Fill up this Sky Chi meter while we're at it. So, here we are. You ready for this? Okay, that makes it a lot more practical, I've got to say. So, it's just, instead of shooting the clouds immediately after, I'm just kind of inclined to survey the damage. You know? Oh, hello, friend.
Yes!
Goodbye. Let's just get rid of them this way. I've never seen this happen before. No way.
All too easy.
Typically, when you leave the arena, the dummies, I guess he was too far out of range. Let's try this again. So I'll take advantage of my amazing knockback. And can I drop off and still? Nope, he disappeared that time. That was cool. That was very cool. Let me know if you've ever done that, because I just did, and it's amazing. Anyway, Electrical Storm will be 48 to 72. Obviously, it's going to work really well in a group of enemies. If you've just got one guy you're fighting, maybe not the best choice, but 48 to 72. There's our 1-2 stomp from the stream. And let's see here. The clouds are still 29, right? Oh. Yeah, still 29 to 44. Whoa, that just laid waste to him. So 48 to 72, 360 degree release. So there we are with that. Let's see.
The power is strong in this one.
Alright, so Soul Gem is going to be Release the Beast. If you didn't watch the previous video for Feral Beast, this is kind of cool. And I don't think taking this path will have a negative impact, because everything was just physical, brute force, if you will. There was no sword involved. So, Release the Beast, you're going to jump and press Y to transform into a wild beast. If you press X, you sort of do like a fist, a hand swipe, if you will. And then B, or your primary button, is going to be kind of like a bear hug, a clasp, a slap together sort of attack. And then Y will take you back to normal. So let's go ahead and buy that for 4,000. We got 361 in the bank, should we ever need it. And let's see here. When you initiate it, we should do 16 to 24 damage. Yeah, there was a 24. Primary attack is sort of 253s and then a 153. The secondary attack looks like this. That's 53 to 80 there. If you get 2 of them together, that's when that works the best. Again, if you jump and initiate, you do 16 to 24. And then that's your primary. Let's try to get a good look at the bear hug here. You cannot jump with this, but that's what I call the bear hug. I just honestly don't know a better way to describe it, like a beast hug, beast slap, something like that. So, yeah, that's that though. That is the Soul Gem, and same damage numbers across the board, so neither path has an impact on that. You've seen the Sky Chi. My dinner is done, so I should probably go take care of that. But will I reset Wildstorm again? The answer is no. I'm going to keep him on Wild Weather. Would I like a second Wildstorm to always have Feral Beast available to me? You better freaking believe it, because I'm a big fan of Untamed Air. Again, because I use the jump attack a lot. Brute Edge is by far the most practical, just like Cut Loose. Here is going to be the most gracious giver of damage, if you will. That analog stick, I tell you. And it's up and down, not left and right ever, so I can sometimes avoid it in situations like this. But the 48 to 72 is a pretty significant increase, particularly with the lingering effect of the thunderstorms. Keep in mind, the thunderstorms, the way those work, we've got 7 clouds from Uproar Galore. They've got roughly 8 seconds. I've counted it out in editing, and I've gotten up to 9 successive hits. So you're going to take 19 to 29 multiplied by 9, and now you're going to up that to 29 to 44 multiplied by 9. That's some pretty significant numbers right there. And you have to realize that, and that's in addition to the damage you're already doing or will do with whatever combination of primary, secondary, and tertiary you have elected to use before and after creating the said thunderstorm. Past that, chain lightning, you're literally taking what you have that you just made better, and it's multiplied by 3. It's super cool. Electrical storm it's going to be fun to use, but I almost would have rather had the ability to just hold B and constantly spam shots of 3. If I could revert and take that away, I think I would and keep it like it was. But at the same time, it will work very well with a big group of enemies. The Soul Gem, it's okay. It's kind of cool and unique. Doesn't really tie in much with either path, but hey, adds a little variety, if you will. The Sky Chi, as you expect from Sky Chi, in this case, super powerful and OP. It's going to kill everything on the screen almost every single time, unless proximity is an issue. Only complaint I have, I wish Wild Weather's final deal, Electrical Storm, I wish that would have addressed Uproar, our tertiary attack. That would have been amazing. Granted, he can do it continuously, but just increasing the damage ever so slightly would have been cool. But I think Electrical Storm is something we will appreciate in due time. But that said, I'm kind of in a hurry. I've got to go get dinner out of the oven, so we got done a little quicker tonight. If any of you have ordered the custom Xbox One controllers from the Design Lab, let me know what you thought of it. Was the quality the same as just a off-the-shelf unit? Was it better? Do you regret it? Did you enjoy it? And more importantly, here, the subject at hand. Which path do you prefer? I know a lot of you have taken both of them. If you've experienced both paths firsthand, let me know, and let me know which one you stuck with or went back to based on that firsthand experience. If you're just simply watching, waiting until you can land Wildstorm yourself, out of these 2 paths, which one appeals to you the most? Again, I will say this, if you want the most balanced character, I would fully recommend Wild Weather, and that's because the primary is already so good. If you're a huge fan of the primary attack, and it's to the point that that's basically what you're going to use, if you never use the Uproar Galore, if you never take advantage of the tertiary, if you rarely use the lightning bolt, by all means take Feral Beast, increase the damage of the sword, and run with it. Have a great time. But for me personally, I think I'll stay with Wild Weather. It's pretty cool. I feel like it makes him the most balanced character he could be. But like I said, if I could get a second Wildstorm at a good price, I would absolutely love to have it and have it active on Feral Beast, so we'd have the best of both worlds. That said, I gotta go grab supper before I burn this place down, and kind of hungry past that, so hopefully you've eaten before 9-10 p.m., but oneofwisdom.com, skylanderclub.com is the forum. Follow me on Twitch and Beam. Did a stream last night so we could have access to a Soul Gem. It came from the Air Realm. We'll have that stream. I've already exported it, just haven't released it yet. It'll be coming pretty soon. Again, I stream on Twitch or Beam, depending on which one I feel like using, so follow me on both. Follow me on Twitter. I will always tweet before I go live. Skylander Club forum, in addition to having my attack damage spreadsheets when I release them, you will also find the poll section. Anyone can vote. You do not have to be a registered member. We've got a ton of cool battles going on. So that said, we have wrapped up Wildstorm. I have no-lifed him. We picked it up. We unboxed him. We introduced him. Base upgrades, top path Feral Beast, bottom path Wild Weather. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I think we will move now to Egg Bomber Airstrike. I don't know that I can really upgrade him because I haven't gone through Griffin Park yet. I like to save those till after the game. Maybe we will. I don't know. Depends what I'm doing around Easter, how much free time I've got. But After that, it'll either be Crash and Cortex or the pit bosses. We'll have to wait and see. I've had those guys for forever. They've never been on the portal. That's kind of sad. So, nonetheless, thanks so much for watching. If they've got one of those you'd like to see the most, let me know. Maybe I'll make it happen. But as always, I will catch you back here for more Skylanders research.